This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, so we've got Carla, Pete, we're missing Dan and Martha, correct?
Correct.
Okay. We'll give them 1 or 2 minutes, and then with our new member, will we have a quorum?
Oh, Jay, I just thought Shamika will have to do the presentation of the request later, so she will need to be a panelist.
Yeah, we can we can update people whenever it's their turn to.
Okay.
There. Okay, it's 10:05, so why don't we bring things to order? You didn't hear anything from either Martha, who often is called to court, or Dan, have you? Kat?
No, I have not.
Okay. Okay. So it being 10:05, shall we bring the meeting to order? And then we have a new board member. Once Kat signs him in or swears him in, and I believe we can go ahead and do that. I can't because I'm not a notary.
Would you like to introduce
Yes.
Mr. McDonald first, and then I will.
Yes. Bernard McDonald. Well, I'll let you. I'll tell you what. I'll let you introduce yourself, rather than have me go over the what I have, and then we can go around and have everybody on the group introduce themselves.
Okay, so you want me to kick it off. So thank you for inviting me. I'm Bud McDonald. I'm a recently retired partner from Ernst & Young. I retired on June 30th of 2022. And I was in the audit practice for Ernst & Young for 20 years. And before that, I spent 20 years at Arthur Andersen. And just a 40-year career that I just retired from. And I'm excited to be joining the State Board of Accountancy and working with you guys going forward. I live in Fairfield, Connecticut with my wife, Cindy, and we have 5 grown children who live all throughout the country. But that's probably the quick background on myself.
And I will note that when I called, his wife actually said very nice things about him. So I guess that's a that's a good sign.
Must have caught her on a good day.
Right. Okay, I've introduced myself prior time. So Pete, you want to?
Sure. Hi, Bud. Pete Niedermeyer. I am currently working with Clifton Larson Allen. I am in West Hartford, Connecticut, my office. I am a resident of Simsbury, and I practice as part of CLA's National Assurance Group.
Nice to meet you, Pete.
Marcia?
I am Marcia Marion. I am retired from public accounting after 35 years. And I am now doing my fun job as a finance director in the town of Brookfield. And I live in Middletown right now.
Hi, Marcia.
Carla?
Hi, I'm Carla Fox. I also am retired. Was a professor at the University of Connecticut School of Business for many years and had held a number of administrative positions at the university and in the School of Business. And my field was commercial law and business law and ethics. And I live in Stores, and I have 3 children and 4.5 grandchildren.
1.5? On the way, I presume.
One's getting.
Yes, yes.
Congratulations.
Okay, Tim.
Hey, Bud. My name's Tim Egan. I am also a retired, audit partner after, over 35 years with KPMG. So I'm about a year out from retirement. It's been nothing but good. I do some consulting on the side to keep my, brain engaged a bit. I've got 2 children. Both are wrapping up college this year, so they will have jobs next year. Actually, they already got their offers, did internships, so they're off the payroll. And yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. Biggest raise you'll ever get is right after you pay your last tuition check. Okay, Kat, may I ask you to both introduce yourself as not a board member, but as a valued co-worker on this, and perform the procedure.
Oh.
Well, you're on mute,
Yeah.
Kat.
I realize that. Well, thank you for your kind words, and I'm glad to be here. My name is Kat, and I'm a staff attorney for DCP. So I'm assigned to the board, so I do come to these meetings when necessary. So I will administer the oath now. It's my honor to do so. So if you will please stand and raise your right hand.
Stand and raise my right hand. That's okay. Got it.
Okay. You solemnly swear or solemnly sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as a member of the Connecticut Board of Accountancy to the best of your abilities. So help you God, or upon penalty of perjury.
I will.
Thank you. Welcome to the board.
Okay. Thank you.
And I will mention, I believe it was last week, Kat was taking a child on a college tour. So she's at the beginning of the check writing.
Oh, no, this is I have an oldest who is a super senior, they call it.
Oh.
And then I have a son who's a second year in Boston, the Boston area. And last week I was taking my third and last one on tour. So it's very busy. They're very busy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. First item on the agenda, minutes of the previous meetings. We have 2 actually. One is to approve the minutes of the June 10th, 2022 special meeting board minutes, which were distributed previously. Do we have any comments, questions, corrections, additions to be added? Okay, hearing none, can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I guess you have to abstain, Bud.
I agree.
Yeah.
I read them.
And the second is approve the minutes of the July 5th, 2022 regular meeting.
I'll make the motion on that as well.
Okay. Second?
Second.
This is Pete. I'll second it.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Do we have any DCP investigation division input? Matters that we have to deal with this time? I don't see a representative of the investigation division, so I assume not.
I'm not aware of any.
Okay. Legal division? That would be you, Kat.
Yes, I believe on the agenda, it's the regulations, the reinstatement fees. This item will have to be tabled to the next meeting because even though the proposal is completed, I've just found out that there is a legislative proposal, some other statutes unrelated to accountancy, but has to do with licensing in general. So I need more time to make sure that the proposed regs, well, it's just one regulation, is consistent with the proposed legislative proposal. So I ask that it be tabled to the next meeting on November 8th, I believe.
Okay. Then we'll table. This looks like it's going to be a quick one today.
Yeah.
Okay, old business, proposed revisions to RCSA, section 20-280-25 reinstatement fees.
Well, that's what I was just talking about.
Okay. And NASBA's transitioning policies regarding exam credit extension, which we do have on the agenda. We discussed it last time. We probably should rediscuss it for Bud's and held off until this time for a vote. And what it basically runs down to is there's substantially major changes or substantial major changes to the examination as we go to the two-tier system and the different segments. So the proposal is to, and I'm sorry, I print this stuff out so I don't have to go back and forth between paper or on the screen, and then I have to go back and forth on paper. But okay, it is to extend any candidate with a uniform CPA examination credit on January 1, 2024 will have such credits extended to June 30, 2025. Now, there's clearly plenty of time left to deal with this. NASBA is pushing for acceptance around the country so that as people look forward and plan in advance, that they will have some sort of assurance of what's going to happen here. Oh, hi, Martha. You're on mute, Martha.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Before we go ahead on that, we have just sworn in a new board member, Bud McDonald, and
But
you skated out on being able to introduce yourself, so we'll give you that chance now.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I had another Zoom call. I apologize. Good morning, Bud. My name is Martha Triplett. I've been on the board a long time. I am with a law firm in Wallingford called Delaney and Triplett, and I am a public member of the board.
Nice to meet you, Martha.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Kat had sent this out in advance, the wording, and I don't know, did you get it in advance, Bud?
I just received it from Kat 20 minutes ago. And
20 minutes ago.
Read it. Yeah, no, but I read it and I
Okay.
think I understand. But I would appreciate your guys' point of view on it, obviously.
Well, do we have any comments in addition to what we had last year? And I mean, last meeting. Any thoughts? I mean, basically the point of view last meeting was we were more or less in favor of it. And we didn't have to deal with it. So we pushed it off because it seemed like we had a long time. Yes, Carla.
The only thing I'm thinking about is from the perspective, which I think is why NASBA's pushing this. I'm thinking about accounting students, that are still in school, and they're going to be needing to make decisions about where they're going to get their jobs. And so I do think that adopting this sooner rather than later would be better.
Good point. Any further comments? They do.
I think it also seemed like NASWA was trying to get everybody kind of aligned so that at some point out in the future they could announce it. So I think that's why they're trying to address it so far in advance. And I kind of think that makes sense so that everybody's level set with regards to,
Right.
what the extension process is going to be. And, I think to the extent that we can make it uniform across all of the jurisdictions, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Hey, is there any argument against it? I couldn't think of one, but any argument why we wouldn't approve it?
We didn't have one last time, and I can't think of one now.
Yeah.
But is Bonnie on? Bonnie Stewart, is she on as a observer?
Yes.
Okay. Can we give her a chance to speak up if she wishes.
Sure.
And she has her hand up too.
Now I just need to remember how to shut that off when I'm done. This was discussed at great length at the NASBA regional meeting in, I believe it was the last week of June. And what you said is true. They're trying to have uniformity throughout the country and very much believe that having the word out there beforehand is important as well. So the society strongly supports this transitioning policy, and in particular, the extension for those people that are transitioning from the old test to the new test.
Right.
Good. Just a mention, Bud, that we usually allow it 2 times rather than just at the end for comment or concerns of any person present today. And the reason for that is, well, there's a historical reason that I don't want to go into, which really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But the reason we've kept it is that very often the society will have a pertinent comment or question related to the what we're speaking about.
Okay.
So I'm sensing a consensus here. So I'll entertain a motion.
This is Marcia. I'll make a motion that we approve the policy as discussed.
Second.
Okay. A motion on the table is second. Do we have any further comments or questions? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Obviously none opposed. Passes unanimously. Okay, new business. Internships eligibility to meet education and or experience requirements to obtain CPA certificate. This
Yes,
is some, go ahead.
Yes, I put this on the agenda, but at this time I'd like to withdraw it from the agenda. The issue has resolved itself, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, actually, I was going to just comment on it and suggest that, oops. Oops, and suggest that we do not take any action on it right now, because this has come up as just casual conversation in meetings in the past, as we considered the programs at various non-CPA firms as experience, et cetera. And on both of them, I think that this is a long-term thing that requires a lot of thought and input, and perhaps information on what other people do regarding that. So I would agree to table it. Anybody feel that we should otherwise?
No. I think that's good.
Okay, there is one thing that was, and I didn't notice it before, that was supposed to be on new business, and that is getting Connecticut on NASBA's system for peer review results. I can't remember the exact name.
I think it's called the AICPA facility.
Oh, the ACPA. Yes, we are apparently the only state in the country that is not on this. The Connecticut Society may not share information with us on results of peer reviews. So unless somebody self-reports a failure, which they are supposed to do under, Connecticut statute, but I don't know all the Connecticut statutes, and it's not probably the first thing you're thinking of if you have a problem with your peer review. It seems to me that we should request that the DCP enroll in that so that we can get that information.
Does anyone know why we didn't have that before? Why? not doing that previously? I wasn't aware that all the others did that.
Neither was I, Martha, so I can't answer that question.
I'm not sure if we have access or not. I've never had access. And so now that I know that's your wish, let me look into it.
Yeah.
Frank had never discussed it with me, so we might have access. I just don't know about it.
According to the AICPA, we don't, just because we haven't requested it, and that's all we have to do.
Oh, so you did ask them?
Yeah. I mean, it should come from, I mean, the access should be at your level because you're technically the oversight. So, okay. Well, I guess we should have a motion on that. Or do we need a motion, Kat?
Well, actually, it's not on the agenda, so you probably should need to add it by 2/3 vote
Okay.
to the agenda.
Yeah, I'd asked Verinda to put it on the agenda, but I guess, things happen. So can I have a motion that we put this on the agenda? I can't make motions.
I'll make a motion to add that to the agenda.
Okay, second? Yes, Marcia.
I'll second.
Okay. You're falling behind, Marcia. You're on seconds, not originals. Okay, any comments, questions? First vote to put it on the agenda?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Okay. And then we need a motion to request that the state, because it is a state to AICPA thing, not a AICPA directly to board, in my understanding, request that we be entered into the program.
I'll make a motion that we request to be entered into the program.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further questions, comments? A motion and second on the table?
John, is there a cost to this or is it just?
I don't know. If there's a cost to this, I'm sure we'll get pushback.
So one thing, John, I guess, just being new, I guess you're saying the DCP needs to request this access to the system. I'm not quite sure who are they
That is my
requesting?
understanding, that the state itself has to request.
And what access are they requesting?
Well, what it means is that if anybody, fails in our jurisdiction, fails their peer review, that
Okay.
we would be informed.
And who did they report it? I should know this probably, but who did they report it to now, like that they failed their peer review?
They don't. They
Well,
report it
actually-
to the State Society of the People. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please proceed. I was just gonna say that I'm not sure who we're talking about, but by state regulations, each the credential holder, meaning the person being peer reviewed,
Right.
has to inform DCP
Yeah.
that it has failed or not. It's by regulations, you have to submit, whether failed or passed, you still have to submit a report of peer
Right.
review every 3 years.
But here the they is the AICPA, which would tell whether the credential holder was aware of their responsibility or not, or had other things on their mind when they did not pass their peer review.
Okay.
So presumably all this, prior to, even if we didn't have access, the, CPA or the firm would still have to tell DCP who is the enforcer. We would bring
Yeah.
actions if they fail.
Yeah,
This is a completeness check, right?
it's a completeness check. And I'm thinking that the last major case we handled was somebody who had been practicing without a license for 9 years.
Oh, yeah.
It appears to me that there might be other people out there that would neglect or forget to inform the state that they were not in compliance with their peer review standards.
Right.
This takes that away. Okay. We have some extension requests. And do we have any additions to these, Kat, that we have to add to the agenda? Sometimes we do.
Yes, no, we don't. I'm sorry, I must have missed it. Was the vote completed?
We did vote. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So back on that, I will certainly look into it and hope to report back to the board next meeting.
Very good.
So thank you.
We've done without it for years, so it's a delay of a meeting or two won't hurt.
Yes, I will report back as to whether, we have access, if there's a cost or any problems, or, if we are in or not. Thank you.
Okay.
We do not have any that needs to be added. We just have 4 requests at this time, and Shamika will present them to you.
Very good. Extension requests. Now, 2 of these, we did get also some advanced information because there was privacy concerns. I don't know whether you got that, Bud.
I did
Probably not.
I received 2 emails from Kat on that. I think,
Okay,
so.
then you're up to date.
Okay.
Okay, shall you lead us through? Kat?
Jay, would you please let Shamika to the panelists so she can present them?
Oh, there we go. I didn't realize there was somebody else here.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so today we have John Udis. He's requesting to extend his exam credits for his reg that expires on October 5th of 2022.
We did receive some advance information on this, and I would say I would make a motion to approve. If it was a female, we would do that, and I think it's only fair to do it for the male as well.
I would second that.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? I will just add one thing. I agree with the motion, but it does get a little tricky when there is information to actually discuss it afterwards and retain the privacy of that information. So I think you handled that very well. Okay, hearing no comments or questions or concerns.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what the I had to rejoin as a panel, so I missed everything.
The motion. Oh, I'm sorry. The motion was to approve.
Okay.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The next person that we have up is Cynthia Calderon. From the last meeting, she had an issue when she took her exam in May. There was, yes, May 31st, there was an issue with her computer. She said that it shut down during her taking the exam. She waited for someone to come and help and assist her with it, but I think she said it was about 8 minutes. There was an investigation done with AICPA and NASPA as well as Prometric. They had a meeting and they did not grant her to get a free retest. And according to their log, it did not indicate that it was 20 or 30-minute delay. It showed only an 8-minute delay. They also stated that she didn't contact them until on or after June 21st, where she's required to let them know 5 days after the testing, and she did not do that until the 21st. She's also the one who her father was killed, her grandmother passed away, and so she's been dealing with a lot. She did submit a statement because she is looking to have her extension granted through she wants to extend it through June 30th, 2022 for good cause. As I stated last the last meeting, it was tabled for today.
She requested to have extended to September 30th.
September 30th? Oh,
She,
yes, 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 yes. Yes, she wants to have that request extended until the 30th. She also sent I'm sorry guys, I'm nervous, my first time. She also provided a statement for additional information that she has requested us to read to you. And her statement goes as follows. I spent a significant amount of time preparing for my FAR exam. I hired a tutor to help me understand concepts that were difficult for me. I work with my therapist to overcome PTSD caused by the traumatic murder of my father. I grew up in Bridgeport, a city where every day someone I knew was killed due to gun violence. I lost classmates, friends, and now my father. I grew up in an environment where we were not living, but we were surviving. Despite living in a poor neighborhood and attending a low-performing school, I worked hard and studied hard to make it out of Bridgeport. When I lost my father, I lost my biggest cheerleader and the person who treasured my accomplishments. I did a lot of work to get myself mentally steady, ready to sit for my CPA exam. The computer failure was out of my control. My screen was blank for over 10 minutes. I had to wait my turn for the Prometric employee to assist me. The testing center was so busy, I had to wait until he was done helping other test takers. The Prometric employee was not able to get my screen to turn on and reached out to his manager for assistance. I was under the impression that the testing center automatically reported the computer malfunction. Shortly after my exam, I learned that my grandmother was sick. I focused my energy on sending money to my family abroad to help with my grandmother's medical bills. The doctors determined her heart was failing. My grandmother passed away 14 days after I took my FAR exam. At that point, I focused my energy on booking my flight to be with my family. The exam shutting down impacted my ability to take the exam. I am going to keep studying for my last two exams. I know reaching my accomplishment will be the best way to honor my dad and give back to my community in Bridgeport. Thank you for your consideration. Best, Cynthia. So that is her statement, and she's looking to be extended through June 30th.
September 30th.
September 30th.
When did her father pass away?
I am not sure.
That was the last, the last meeting. Let me see if we had notes. Last year. Oh, yes, July of 2021. So just to refresh your memory, last year her father was killed July 2021. In September of 2021, she requested and the board approved to extend her reg exam credit to June 30th of this year. And now she's requesting to extend that to September 30th.
To me, I think it's a slippery slope to override what the Prometrics has done. So I'll make a motion to deny.
Excuse me, could I point of clarification? Can you hear
ahead.
me?
Yes.
Okay. I don't exactly understand what you're getting at, Marcia. So could you explain it a little, like the slippery slope thing?
But they were saying that they didn't find cause to give her a free exam or to redo the exam. They were saying that it was 8 minutes. So that's what I was saying, is that we don't have Prometrics or whoever did that backing this up, saying that it happened and it was a problem.
So I take it you have to have more than 30 minutes of a computer failure to get an extension or retake?
They just so you know, their letter to us did not say that, did not say what the standard was. All they, we just told them that in this instance, the candidates said that her computer computer was shut down for 30 minutes. And so at a meeting on July 20th between AITPA, NASPA, and Prometric, they decided to not grant a free retest based on their investigation showing that the test driver logs did not indicate a 20 to 30 minute blank screen. It's only an 8-minute delay between shutdown and restart. So just based on that one specific case scenario, they didn't say that, our standard is this, 30 minutes or 20 minutes or anything.
The only standard that they mentioned was that she was supposed to report any difficulty that she had 5 days after, up to 5 days after she took her exam. What they're saying is that she didn't report the incident until on or after June 21st, once she received her failing grade.
Well, that's very accurate. However, they didn't say that's the reason why they denied it. They just said also, this candidate didn't do that. She did respond that, this is her email says, I can honestly say that the screen was blank for 20 minutes, but I don't have a way to prove it. I'm not a dishonest person.
That's right.
I didn't contact NASPA earlier because I was concerned about my grandma's health. And, NASPA did say that the candidate bulletin and on the NTS website that required her to contact them within 5 days of testing if they experienced any issues in their testing event, and that the candidate had to attest to reading that bulletin prior to commencing the examination on the day of testing.
How long did she wait? I'm sorry, I missed that.
She waited until June 21st after the score was received. So she waited until after she received the score to contact them, not 5 days after the testing. And I'm not sure when she tested.
She tested May 31st.
It looks like Bonnie might have some information here.
Well, could you repeat that, Marcia?
It looks like Bonnie is in the questions and answers that she may have some additional information.
Okay.
Oh,
Bonnie,
thank you,
you're on.
Marcia. So Prometrics is saying that she can't get refunded for the test because it took too long. They are not saying that they don't grant extensions, because they don't grant the extensions. The reason why Cynthia contacted them, albeit late, was to get refunded for the test so she wouldn't have to pay a second time to sit, when it was a computer malfunction she believes led to her not passing the first time. So what Prometrics is doing in terms of saying no has nothing to do with the extension. They're saying they won't refund her for her test. That's all they're saying. And just in terms of the extension, her father did pass away a year ago. You're absolutely right that it's been a year, but the story is a pretty horrific one, and it's had a significant impact on her family. The grandmother is the father's mother, and she was the big concern all around the time that Cynthia was doing the testing, as she pointed out in her letter, and has since passed away. So it's really been one thing after another. The Prometric system was, you're sitting there for the exam. I sat for the bar exam, not for the CPA exam. But if my screen had gone blank, mind you, I took it with paper and pencil, but if my screen had gone blank, it would have thrown me off completely. And then waiting for someone to come could make it feel like hours, even if it was only 10 minutes. So this is someone who really has kept on trying and been smacked multiple times by life, but continues to try to move forward. And then to have the computer fail, you're in there on a big test. Unfortunately, sometimes seconds seem like hours, and other times it seems like they flew by without you ever having a chance to speak. But I do believe that I talked to people at NASPA about this, and when I was at the regional meeting, and they said the only thing we said was no refund. We would not have a problem with an extension. Now, they don't grant the extensions, but I just want to make it clear that Prometrics is not saying no extension. They're simply saying no refund, because Cynthia did not request the refund in what they consider to be a timely manner.
All right, so I'll withdraw my motion. Because I didn't get a second anyway.
I just wanted to make it clear too that she's requesting for 2 exam credits, her AUD and her reg. 2.
Hello?
Carla,
I make a motion to extend her till September the 30th.
I'll second that motion.
I believe John is frozen. I mean, his computer, not him.
I don't see John.
He dropped off, it looks like.
Hmm.
Right, well, we have a motion. We have a second,
Can we vote without John on?
Yeah, how many do we have?
yeah, we've got 6.
6 of us.
I don't see him coming back here.
I think we're still a quorum, right?
We are. Any other comments on that?
I guess that, Marcia, the question I was going to ask, I'm in favor of extending it, so I vote positively. But do we have a history of, things like this? I know this sounds pretty unique, but do we typically approve these extensions or case by case?
It's case by case. If there's a significant reason and it's well documented for medical or
Well, sorry, I dropped out of internet apparently.
welcome back.
Yeah.
We were just saying if keeping Bud up to date on if we typically do this, if it's a medical cause, we try to. If it's a they had busy season and had worked a lot of hours, we don't.
Okay. And this one's kind of unique, and
Yeah, it is.
I'm in favor of extending the deadline for her in this unique circumstance.
Okay. By the way, did we get a motion on the table or is
Yes,
that
I
one?
moved to extend to September the 30th, and we got a second.
Oh, and we got a second. Sorry, everybody just froze and I
Yeah.
dropped out. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Have we exhausted discussion? What is the motion that we accept? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Okay, Catherine Lane, I believe.
Yes, Catherine Lane, she's requesting an extension for her continuing credits until June 30th. She was out on maternity leave from
August
November.
15th. It's due June 30th, but she's requesting to extend until August 15th.
Yes, I am so sorry. Yes.
Okay, these things are really complicated, these dates.
And I have stuff highlighted here, but I'm just all over the place. But yes, so her June 30th deadline, she's requesting to extend that through August 15th of 2022. And that is because she was out on maternity leave from November 15th, 2021 through March 6th of 2022. And she has supplied her her HR request for maternity leave as well to back up her request.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion, comments or questions? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I didn't think very good. And the last one, Shelby Morton.
Yes, Shelby Morton is requesting a CPE waiver for her for the cycle of June 2021 through June 2022 cycle for medical reasons. And we've also supplied you guys with her request and her medical records.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
And we have a second. Very good. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. I should have asked before, is there any other new business that anybody would like to place on the agenda, either now or for the next meeting? Okay, is there anybody, this is going differently. I can't see how many people might be out there listening, whether it's just Bonnie or Intriga or anybody else, but comments or concerns by any person present today?
This is Bonnie Stewart. I don't have anything to add today. Thank you.
Okay. I have something to add.
Oh,
We have a NASBA annual meeting coming up. I can't attend it because I have family commitments at that time. They're wonderful. They're the best information. I have asked Bud if he might be interested. Is the best way to get involved. NASBA always gives us at least one scholarship. And is there anybody that is interested? It's in San Diego. I don't know how it's going to split between in-person and potential Zoom. They hope to get back to an in-person. Knock on wood for no more big COVID outbreaks. Anybody interested? We really should have somebody there, and I will be out in California, but we will be taking care of my mother-in-law at the time and going down to a big, flying down to a big meeting, and flying back is probably not a good thing for a very immune impaired 91-year-old.
When is it?
It's
End of October, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
end of October.
October 30th through November 2nd, I think.
Right, got it.
When John told me.
I believe the deadline for scholarship has passed, but,
They've always let us in the past, so
right, so if you're
We'll get it
interested, we
done.
could still ask.
It's a very,
Obviously, if someone wants to go, they should go. I'm a new member. John asked me, and I'm not even sure I can go yet. So anybody on the board would like to go, they would take precedence from my perspective.
anybody interested? I wish I could go. They are excellent. They're the best information to keep up, not only with what's happening now, but what's coming down the road. And as everybody knows, there's lots of things coming down the road that we're going to have to analyze to see whether we request that state statutes and regulations get changed. Okay, well,
oh, it's a very worthwhile thing. I did go as a new member, Bud. This is going back many, many years, but I went when I was on the board less than a year. I went to one of the national meetings, and it was very good. It sort of helps you see how the board's activities fit in with the national scene.
Good to know. Thank you. Yeah.
okay. It is. They're very thorough. Yes.
yeah, and I'll say I went when I was a new board member and it was just invaluable. And I'm sorry to report that I will be in Europe at the time of the, so I can't go.
Okay.
John, I guess it's unless anybody else had comments, I'll come back to you and
Okay. And in the meantime, I'll
This
touch
week and
base
make
with
a
Ken
decision.
Bishop and see if we can hold that open.
okay.
Okay. Very good. Anything else? I went as a new member also, and I found it really invaluable. So you don't have to be an old hand to benefit or the chair or anything.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
It's okay. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
We can always count on you, Marcia.
I know.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. No discussion allowed on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, welcome, Bud.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Shamika.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good day, all. Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye,
Take care.
everyone.
Okay, and
Bye-bye.
thank you, whoever's hiding behind the DCP logo.
No problem.